Start. My pranams to all Atmajyotis, divine light of the self. Today is an auspicious day. Today is the celebration of Guru Purnima. On the occasion of Guru Purnima 2021, I welcome all of you for the celebration, offering our respects to our masters, our gurus, and especially Vedavyasa Maharshi. On this occasion, I would like to offer respects to my guru, Ajja. He was called Ajja, means grandfather. He was an embodiment of wisdom. He lived in a non-dual state, a state of realization. He was a living example of a Jivan Mukta, a liberated one. It was my fortune to meet him, have his darshan, take his blessings. He initiated me into the path of self-inquiry, Atma Vichara, who am I? He was able to communicate profound teachings in a very simple way. Through his own life, he was able to show us the path to truth. My respects to Ajja, Sadguru Ajja. Guru Purnima is a day of offering respects to Sri Vedavyasa Maharshi. It's also called Vyasa Purnima. Purnima means full moon. What is this full moon? The full moon symbolizes the fullness, the completeness, the perfection. One who has attained perfection, the fullness of life, is a Jivan Mukta, a liberated one, enlightened one. Full moon is a symbolic representation of such a noble soul, such a great being. Moon is always a symbol of mind. Full moon is a symbol of a mind which is full of love, full of bliss, an enlightened state. On the occasion of Guru Purnima, all of us in the Light Ascent Foundation offer our respects to Ajja and Vedavyasa Maharshi. So, what is the importance of a Guru Purnima? Why do we celebrate Guru Purnima? In all of our life, we are seeking for perfection. All of us have a sense of incompleteness. We feel limited. And we want to overcome this limitation by seeking something, by seeking money, power, position, seeking for objects of happiness, without knowing that our own true nature is bliss, happiness, perfection. We will continue to seek something in the outer world until we meet somebody who is embodiment of bliss, who is embodiment of knowledge, who is embodiment of fullness, the Purnatva. Then we realize I need to look inwards. I have to seek that fullness in me. And when that being, when that master teaches you path of wisdom, path of inner journey, our real journey begins. Our seeking starts coming, seeking comes to an end. We discover that fullness, the completeness in our own self. This Sri Krishna calls such a person who is established in the fullness of wisdom is called Sthita Prajna. Sri Krishna calls him as enlightened being or Sthita Prajna. So he is a perfected being. The perfection is the goal of human life. Perfection is all of our destination, but we don't know the path. What are the qualities of a perfected being? The desirelessness. He has become free from all desires, because when you get the supreme bliss, supreme peace, all small desires will fall away. When you have drunk the nectar, milk, coffee, or alcohol do not taste good. Somebody who has drunk with the supreme bliss has no desires for smaller things. Such a person has a situation stability. Such a being has situation stability. Circumstances in life keep on changing, but the inner stability, inner tranquility of the person, that being, is not affected. This we can see in the life of Sri Krishna. Any situation in life, politics, love, war, or situations where somebody is trying to kill him, Sri Krishna has mental poise, tranquility. Any situations will not disturb the inner peace. Emotional stability is another characteristic of such a perfected being, Sthita Prajna. He is not affected by ups and downs, the emotional roller coaster of anger, fear, hatred, joy, sorrow, jealousy. He is established in the tranquility of the inner self. Perfect self-control, perfect self-mastery is the hallmark of Sthita Prajna. He lives in a state of tranquility. Anybody coming to the presence of such a realized master starts feeling the tranquility and peace. He is established in the fullness of the ego. Ego always has a craving. It's the ego which drives our life. I want this, I want that. I'm not happy, I'm happy. So the ego has a sense of limitation. Sense of limitation that I'm the body, I'm the mind, I'm the intellect. The one who is realized, Sthita Prajna, he has attained the fullness, oneness with Brahman. He has realized, Nanu nanembudu nanalla, ideha manabuddhi nanalla, Sachidanandatma Shivanam nane, Shivoham Shivoham. I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the intellect, I'm pure consciousness, Shiva Swarupi. He lives in a state of non-duality. Subject-object duality has disappeared. Jivatma Paramatma Ekatvam is realized. The individual soul has merged with the universal consciousness. A river has merged with the ocean. He has attained the fullness of life. Such a person, such a being is called Sthita Prajna. Sri Krishna tells the importance of Guru for attaining that state of wisdom. Tadviddi pranipatena pariprashnena parisevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha. This is the teaching of Sri Krishna. Bhagavad Gita 4.34. What does it mean? One who is seeker, one who seeks the truth, he has to approach a realized master. Tadviddi pranipatena, surrender to a realized master. Do service to the realized master. Parisevaya. Pariprashnena, seek the answer for the questions, deep spiritual questions. Upadekshanti te jnanam, that master will give you teach the wisdom. Jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha. So Jnani, one who is realized, tattvadarshinaha, one who is established in Brahman, supreme state, he alone can give the satisfactory answer to our spiritual questions. He alone can lead us from untruth to truth. Sri Krishna tells the importance of realized master in our life. It is very difficult to meet such a person. It is rare indeed to get a human birth. It's rare indeed to get a desire for enlightenment, mukti. It's rare indeed to meet a great being who is embodiment of truth. To meet a great being, Mahatma, to seek his blessings, to get the wisdom from him, is because of a good merit done in many, many lifetimes. So says Sri Shankaracharya. When we speak of Guru, who is Guru? Akhanda mandalakaram vyaptam yena characharam tatpadam darshitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. The Guru is one who is all pervading. He is not an individual body. He has become one with the existence. He is the totality. The Jivatma, individual self, has merged with the universal self. He pervades all living and non-living and totality of the universe. Such a being alone is Sadguru or realized master. A realized master should be able to teach us the wisdom. Then only he can be my Guru. One who teaches the truth alone is Guru. What is truth? Tatpadam darshitam yena. Tat means Brahman. One who teaches you, teaches Jivatma Paramatma Ekatvam. Tattvam Asi. You are that Brahman. He shows my true nature, innermost reality, the self and supreme self. Jivatma and Paramatma is one. Such a person alone is called Sadguru. There are many, many gurus in our life. My father is my guru, my mother is guru, my teacher is guru, my friends are my guru. Anything which I learn is from Guru Tattva. Guru operates through all, including enemies. Enemies teach me, or a bad person teaches me what not to do. So any teaching is coming from the Guru, Guru Tattva. A person who shows me the spiritual path, who teaches me the spiritual path by teaching scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad and Vedas, is called Acharya. While Guru is anybody who teaches me something, a spiritual truth is taught by an Acharya. It's called Acharya. An Acharya himself may not be a realized person, but he is well versed in scriptures and he can teach us the scriptures very well. The essence of teach scriptures is understood in the guidance of an Acharya. But for our liberation, Jivan Mukti, we need an enlightened master. Such a person is called Sadguru. What are the qualities of Sadguru? Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. One who is established in truth, Brahman. One who is established in non-duality. One who is Tita Pradna. One who is Jivan Mukta. He alone is Sadguru. He should be Shrotriya. Shrotriya means he should understand the teachings of Vedas, Upanishad, and he should be able to communicate the teachings in a simple way, the way we can understand the essence of the teachings. Tattvamasi is Tattvamasi, or any of the Upanishad teaching, any Vedanta teaching becomes very simple in the presence of such master. While we cannot see the Atma, Paramatma, we can see the reflection of the qualities of Paramatma in Sadguru. That's why we offer our respects to Sadguru. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. We see the divinity in the life of a master. Just because he is Shrotriya, that doesn't mean that he knows shloka or quote mantras. The shloka or quoting a mantra can be done by Acharya. Sadguru communicates the essence of the Vedantic teaching. And his life itself is a book. He is the living book. He is living the truth of Vedanta. Embodiment of love, embodiment of wisdom, and embodiment of a true spirit of service. The teaching of Rigveda, Atmano Mokshartam Jagaditaya, for self-realization and service. Life should be dedicated. A Sadguru dedicates his life to guide the spiritual aspirants on the path of self-realization and service. When that Sadguru comes in my life, I become a disciple of Sadguru, and the Sadguru awakens the Atma Guru in me, awakens the realization in me. Such a person is called Karana Guru. There may be many Sadgurus, but there's one Sadguru who is responsible for my realization. Such a person is called Karana Guru. So Guru Purnima is an occasion to offer respects to the system of teaching called Guru Parampara. The Vedantic wisdom has come from generation to generation. It is a long history, long tradition. The Vedantic teaching starting from Sriman Narayana, Parabrahma. Parabrahma is beyond all name and form, beyond creation. Brahmaji, who is the firstborn, a Devata, who is the creator of the universe, received this wisdom from Sriman Narayana. There are two traditions. Sadashiva Samarambhat Shankaracharya Madhyama Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Narayana Samarambhat Shankaracharya Madhyama Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. The teaching comes from Sriman Narayana or Sadashiva. There are two different names. It's speaking of one reality called Parabrahma. Brahmaji receives the teaching, and Brahmaji passes on the teaching to his 7 children called Saptarshis. And this teaching system, the teaching tradition is called Daiva Parampara, because from Devatas, Parabrahma, the teaching was received by Daiva Parampara, Brahmaji. And it was passed on to Rishi Parampara, many Rishis. We offer our respects to the Guru Parampara, starting from Sriman Narayana, Sadashiva, Brahmaji and Rishis, and many Acharyas, Shankaracharya on this occasion. So what is the speciality of this Guru Parampara? The Guru Parampara is a tradition of passing wisdom, passing on the wisdom from one generation to other generation. It started 5023 years back at the time of Mahabharata war. That time, there are two incarnations of Bhagwan Vishnu. The incarnation of Bhagwan Vishnu, Sri Krishna, took care of upholding dharma, establishing dharma. That's why Sri Krishna is Dharmavatara. Whereas Vedavyasa Maharshi, who is also incarnation of Vishnu, is called Jnanavatara, establishment of Jnana for the future generation. So let us offer our pranams to Vedavyasa Maharshi, who is none other than incarnation of Bhagwan Vishnu. Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave. So why we are respecting Vyasa Maharshi on the occasion of Guru Purnima? Vyasa Maharshi preserved the knowledge for the future generation of human beings. Vedic knowledge, which was common household knowledge in those days, was in the process of getting lost because of the war, Mahabharata war. A lot of people are dying. Vedavyasa Maharshi took that knowledge of Vedas, made the knowledge into smaller sections so that some people can study in the future. So he divided Vedas into Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvana Veda, Upanishads, so that future generation can study, because to study Vedas by one person is impossible in the days to come. Then he established system of Gurukula, a systematic way of teaching. Gurukula system was there before Vedavyasa Maharshi also, but he formalized the system so that wisdom can be transmitted to future generation. A schooling system was established 5,000 years back for transmission of knowledge. Then also Vedavyasa Maharshi established a method of teaching, or called homeschooling, through stories of Purana, 18 Puranas, and Itihasa. A Dharma and Jnana was taught to families. The knowledge could be passed on from one generation to other generation through stories. He established formal schooling system and informal education system. And this system of knowledge got transmitted from Rishi Parampara to Acharya Parampara, Shankaracharya, Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya, and to Manushya Parampara, all human beings and all gurus and shishyas. From one generation to other generation, this knowledge was transmitted. We offer our respects to the system of education, Gurukula, the system of transmission of knowledge in the form of stories, Itihasa and Purana, on the occasion of Guru Purnima. So the beauty of this system is the Gurukula system came under severe threat when there were wars. So many wars happened. So much of destruction happened. Gurukula system came under threat. But the wisdom was passed on through the families in the form of stories. The master disciples preserved this knowledge very carefully with love, affection and passed it on to the next generation. We have to offer our respects to the master-disciple relationship, which has taken this knowledge and passed on to next generation with love, care, so that we can receive that knowledge. From time to time, many acharyas, sadgurus, mahatmas came to bring clarity, to continue the system of tradition of teaching. Shankaracharya, Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya brought in the correction which is not required in the system. We are grateful to all acharyas, all sadgurus and mahatmas who are responsible for transmission of the system. 5,000 years have gone, many rivers have dried, many civilizations have gone, many kings have disappeared, the races have been wiped out, but the system of transmission of knowledge is continuous. The knowledge transmission is called Gnana Ganga. Gnana Ganga is continuously flowing because of the master-disciple relationship. So you offer our respects to the system of transmission of knowledge, the master-disciple relationship, all acharyas on the occasion of Guru Purnima. The times have changed. Science and technology has penetrated everywhere. Possibly it is the time for the knowledge of gurus, the knowledge of rishis reaches every home through the medium of internet and communication. What was once a Gurukula centered in a place in a forest can reach, the wisdom of that can reach every home. Every home can become a Gurukula. The wisdom of the master can be received in any home. This is what I call as Ghar Ghar Gurukul. The wisdom can light up, bring peace and happiness to everybody in the world, which I call as Man Man Mandir. With this vision, we started a small organization called Light of the Self Foundation. The vision of the Light of Self Foundation is working towards self-realization and service. This is based on the teachings of Rigveda, Atmano Mokshartam Jagaditaya. So this organization was established to teaching of the take the teaching of all rishis and pass it on to next generation. It's called Rishi Yajna. This was done as a mark of respect to the masters, rishis, Sadguru. We cannot give anything to Sadguru. We cannot give anything to Mahatmas because they are already full. A Guru Dakshina, greatest Guru Dakshina for a Mahatma, a Sadguru, is receive the teaching, imbibe the teaching in our life, and pass it on next generation. Light of Self Foundation is doing this in a small way, trying to do this Rishi Yajna, passing on the wisdom of masters to the next generation. Over a period of time, many people have joined together. We call them as Atma Jyotis, inspired by the vision of Atmano Mokshatam Jagaditaya. They are all doing a selfless service of doing Rishi Yajna, taking the wisdom to people. In that connection, we have established many activities have come up. Vedanta Study Circle, where many people are learning Vedanta. Bhagavad Gita Study Circle, where people are learning Bhagavad Gita. I-Lead program, where children are leading cultural and spiritual values. Yoga Jyoti, where people are learning yoga. Veda Jyoti, where people are learning Veda Mantra chanting. Many such activities have come up. Many people are getting benefit of that. All this is done as a mark of respect to Sadguru, as a mark of respect to Rishis, and take forward pass on the wisdom which is received from the masters. On the occasion of Guru Purnima, I offer my respects to all Atma Jyotis, all people who are engaged in Vedanta Study Circle and many service activities. On this occasion, it's traditional for us to do a sankalpa, an intention, seeking the blessing of Ishvara, seeking the blessing of Sadguru for our activity. So let us do a sankalpa. We, the members of Light of the Self Foundation, have gathered here to celebrate Guru Purnima. We offer our respects to all spiritual masters, to our Sadguru. We offer our respects to all members of the foundation, to all members of my study circle. We offer our respects to our coordinators, our Guru. On this occasion, we do Sankalpa to continue our efforts towards Atmano Mokshartam Jagadithaya, selfless service and service to the world. Self-realization and selfless service to the world. For Atmanu Mokshartam, all of us, we commit ourselves to Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasa of scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Sutra, Upanishad, and Prakarana Granthas. As a service, we work with all the members of our study circle of Atmajyoti Foundation to share the knowledge, to help each other, and to serve the society in the form of Rishi Yajna. May Sadguru bless all of us. May all the masters, Acharyas, Bhagavan Ishvara bless us in our spiritual journey. We invoke the grace of Ishvara in our spiritual path. May all of us realize the spiritual truths of oneness of Jivatma with Paramatma. May all of us attain Jivan Mukti. With this, I am concluding the speech of Guru Purnima 2001. May Sadguru bless all of us. Let us offer our respects to our innermost self. Antarjyotihi, Bahirjyotihi, Pratyakjyotihi, Paratpara, Jyotireva Jyotihi, Swayam Jyotihi, Atma Jyotihi, Shivosmiham. I offer my respects to my inner Guru, awareness. Awareness is the supreme light. Awareness illuminates the outer world, the mental world, and the world in the deep sleep. Awareness is the supreme light. Awareness is my innermost Guru. Atma Guru, Atma Jyoti. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamuduchyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Nanu Nanembudu Nanalla Ideha Manabuddhi Nanalla Sachidanandatma Shivananu Nane Shivoham Shivoham Shivoham. I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, I am pure consciousness. Shiva Swarupi. Atma Darshanam, Brahma Darshanam, Brahma Darshanam, Satya Darshanam. To know the self is to know God. To know God is to be God. To be God is to know the truth. Lokaha samastaha Sukhino bhavantu. Lokaha samastaha Sukhino bhavantu. Lokaha samastaha Sukhino bhavantu. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Harihi Om.